My name is Asbjorn Wahl. I'm from Norway. I belong to the Norwegian Union of Municipal and General Employees, and I'm also in charge of a broad coalition called the Campaign for the Welfare State, fighting privatization and deregulation.
So what we'd like to know is how do you think the crisis has affected your work? How the crisis has affected your work? How do you think it's affecting trade unions, social movements in general, and the people in general?
I think it's very different from different parts of the world and also different countries. In my country, in Norway, and I think in great part of Europe, the trade unions, for example, were quite surprised by the crisis. They were taken by surprise and have not been able to come up with a real response so far. But things are starting to move, and what I think is we see a new openness for new ideas and new thoughts, because people see that something completely wrong with the existing system, and they have been promised the opposite of what is now happening. So I'm traveling a lot, both in Norway and Europe, and taking part in conferences and meetings and so on. And there is a sort of a demand, a push for the new ideas and analysis and understanding of the situation. So I think the crisis gives us a great opportunity in a way to change the thinking, to change the way people want to relate to this situation.
Politically now, how do you see the prospects politically in, give it 1 second, I'm just thinking So how do you see the prospects politically in Europe particularly?
We have had a development over some years in Europe in which the right-wing populist parties has grown considerably. We have had the situation in France, in Italy, in Austria, the Netherlands, Belgium, but also in my country, in Norway. The right-wing populist party has about 25, 30, from time to time up to 35% point support, and it's about the same level also in the working class. And this is very much, I think, a result that the social democratic parties and the political left has failed in taking seriously the problems that people face in their daily lives, at the workplace and so on. It's enormous increased pressure on people, but the left has not been able to give an answer to that. So I'm very much afraid of that we will have a race between the left and the right in Europe. And I'm in the current situation, I'm not sure who has the upper hand in this fight. It seems to me so far that the right wing has gained more the last 10 years than the left. So if we are not able to develop some more radical positions, some more radical messages and methods on the left and in the trade union movement and other social movements, I'm very much afraid of what is going to happen in Europe. We have a very, very bad tradition in Europe in this area. We have had it before that the right has taken control in a situation of crisis in many countries. So there is a real danger. So without being able to develop a better understanding, analysis of the crisis, the multi-crisis that we face, and come up with some real alternatives, and not least be able to mobilize to fight for different solutions, other solutions. I'm afraid what can happen in Europe.
Okay, good. And now the last question is about the social forum. How does this one differ than other ones that you've been to? I know you've been to all of them.
Yeah, they all are a bit different. I think one of the most important differences we have seen at this forum is that there have been a tendency for a while that from the beginning where single organizations, maybe cooperated with some other organizations, it started to grow networks. So the network have been the driving forces in the important areas like climate, like crisis, like free trade and all that. But we see at this social forum also that these huge networks start to to cooperate with each other. And that is a new tendency at this social forum, I think. And that is very positive development, because what we see now is that there is a slow convergence going on. And I think that the crisis has made this possible, because more and more of these networks and people and organizations realize now that we have to mobilize very broad and strong social power in order to meet these challenges.